COVID-19 is an equal opportunity offender, right? Um, I think there's a sense in America that somehow in our own arrogance, and not all of America, but among a certain part of America and a certain part of our leadership, that the belief is or was that we would be immune to it. We wouldn't be adversely affected by it. That Ebola hit Africa. Those, you know what I mean? But like those are Africans. Like they don't have the technology that we have. SARS hit China, but that's China. That's not us. We're America. And I think what's been interesting to me, I've been watching so much of this stuff on multiple levels. I think what's interesting to me is when the president has been standing up every day doing his briefing, and he's taken that platform. And sometimes I think I'm wondering if he thinks this is like the Olympics or something. Like this is like a medal count. And we've tested more people in the United States than any other country. And we have more doctors working on it than any other country in the world. Like, as the numbers rising, it's like he's almost boasting about it. It's like, dude, do you not see this as a problem? So finally, Dr. Birx and Dr. Fauci seem to have finally gotten through to him, right? And, because when he started talking about his aspirational thoughts on Easter being the day that we would open up and now changing it, moving to April 30th. And at this point, what seems to be clear is that they know we're in this for months, but they don't want to announce that it's going to be months. They don't want to say that because they know it would be panic, right? If he had said it and said, hey, everything shuts down, for a month. If he had said that 30 days ago, we would probably be in a better position than we are right now. So we have to deal with this. We have a couple of members of the Good Hope Church who are who have tested positive. There are a couple of others who are waiting for their test to come back. One is in a medically induced coma. Um, One is recovering from home, and they contracted the disease, to the best of our knowledge, from traveling to a hotspot. So they went to a hotspot to visit family members, came back, had pneumonia, had all of the signs and symptoms, went and got tested, waited several days, got the test results back. And so now they are fighting COVID-19 because we haven't stopped inter-country travel, right? And I think here's the basic problem that I see. And I don't know if you agree with me or not, but here's the basic problem that I see. We had a choice. We could either attack this to solve the health crisis, or we could not attack the health crisis for our economic well-being. And it seems like we've been trying to do both, right? It's like, okay, we want to battle this health piece, but we want to be mindful of the economy as well. And the president has done 180 degrees, right? Because he was like kind of leaning towards that economy piece first heavily. Then he was like, well, we got a health crisis. Then he was like, okay, we got a health crisis, but what was the statement? The cure can't cause more damage than the disease itself, right? And our lieutenant governor reportedly said something to the effect that those who are older need to be willing to make the sacrifice for those who are younger. And I'm like, wow, okay. So now the president has gone all the way over, at least appears to have gone all the way over to the health concern. And he's saying, I have friends, the economy, they were concerned about the economy and they didn't believe it was real and blah, blah, blah. And he keeps on talking about them and they, and he's not saying, like I was one of them. So it's like, okay. But the problem is, those of you who played basketball, here's the analogy that I'm going to give you. It's like when you're on the side of the hoop and in between shooting straight on at the rim or shooting a bank shot, like you never make that shot, right? When you're like in between, do I shoot a bank shot or do I shoot it straight on? You always clank it off the rim. Like you never make that shot. If you're gonna shoot it off the glass and you're gonna shoot the bank shot, right? Try to put it in the square and shoot the bank shot. If you're gonna shoot it straight on, shoot it straight on. But when you get in between and you're trying to do both, you never hit. And that's the problem. If we approach this as a health crisis, as the pandemic that it was around the world, I think we would be further along. If we said it's just going to be an economic piece and we want the economy to keep rolling, people just go to work, well, instead of now predicting 100 to 200,000 deaths, we would be at 1 to 2 million deaths. So my feeling is, man, we should have went for the health piece, right? Because the truth of the matter is you can get more money, you can make more money. And, but the problem is, when your health is gone, it's gone. And if you're gone, you're gone. You can always get your credit score back up. You can rebuild your credit score. I heard somebody talking about their rent, and their rental office man was going off on them. Like, hey, well, we got to get paid too. I was like, wait a minute, what? Like, hold up, man, hold up. No. So I'm telling anybody out there, man, if I saw Dave Ramsey this morning on Good Morning America. Dave said, food, your health, utilities, shelter, right? Kind of like in that order, right? Because nobody's going to put anybody out. The JP courts they're not processing any evictions. Constables are not removing anybody. Police are not coming to remove anybody. Man, look here, hold on to your cash, right? Keep your food, make sure you're stocked up in your food. And, if you got to stay in, but don't worry about that other stuff. Don't worry about your credit card. Now, here's what I will say. Make the phone call and say, hey, COVID-19, man, I lost my job. Financially, I'm strapped. I can't make the payment. Can I get a deferral? What can they do? And if somebody says to you, they say, listen, no, if you don't pay that credit card bill today, we're going to file it with it. Okay, so what? No, listen, take it from a person who has had bad credit, through no fault of my own, missed something, didn't pay something was contested. Take it from a person who's had bad credit. You can rebuild your credit. And it doesn't take you that long to do it. Okay? Nobody's going to put you out. Man, make sure you take care of your family. Make sure you eat. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to, if you are listening to me via the Good Hope site, Facebook page, I want you to send me a message. Yep, Lonnie McNeil. Hey, brother. Man, good to hear from you. Yep, I am streaming live on the church website. You picked it up. You got it. And also on my Facebook page personally, Michael Brown and the Brown Clan. Good to hear from you, man. Thank you, brother, for tuning in. I want to hear some things that you are doing to get through COVID-19. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear today, what are you doing to get through COVID-19? How are you making it? How are you keeping your sanity? And for those of you who may not be keeping your sanity, you can say, hey, I'm not keeping my sanity. I need some help, man. I need some help, Pastor. Help me keep my sanity. All right. So if you are listening or you are watching, you're seeing me in my developing podcast studio. Appreciate you being with us on today. Also looking forward to this Sunday on Real World, Real Talk at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm scheduled to have the mayor of the city of Houston on. Sean Mack, what's up, baby? So I had last week Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee on to talk about the stimulus package and what's going on with that. And she gave us some tremendous insight. For those of you who don't know, and please spread the word, If you are working for a small business or you own a small business, applications will begin being accepted tomorrow. Go to the SBA website and you can apply. I'm not sure, somebody can text me this information, if you can apply directly with your bank or you have to apply with the SBA. But banks are on board, they have been notified. This is an easy money loan for them. They're not going to put you through a whole lot of stuff. I know for us, we have the Barbara Jordan International Preschool, so our daycare is still functioning. We're probably at a third of our normal um, number of children, and we're taking all kinds of precautions. So, you come in the building, man, you get asked questions. They're going to take your temperature. They're going to do everything. Wash your hands. You got sterilized when you come in, and before you come in and go anywhere. And that's only if you have business here. Nobody's allowed into the building now. Nobody's allowed, because I think one of the things we're discovering is this asymptomatic person, right, that's walking around that has it. And remember what I said earlier, man, there's so many variations of this disease, right? And we're finding out and hearing more and more about the symptoms. Before it was, hey, if you have a temperature, you have a fever. It was like, okay, what kind of fever? And then it was like, okay, you got body aches. Okay, well, are you nauseous? Okay, you got a scratchy throat. You got a cough. You got a sneeze. Um, you know, Now it's, you lose your sense of smell. Some people are losing their sense of smell, losing their sense of taste. And we just don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, we really don't know. Dr. Jenny Bennett has sent me a message saying that she is washing her hands, that she is, I mean, she's scrubbing, right? And she's praying a lot, much prayer, much power. She's